I think that we need to make sure that the community understands that we are a mix of different religions, of different beliefs, and here's an opportunity to express that. When I first moved to Pennsylvania, I visited the free speech zone, and I noticed that there was a giant creche, a nativity scene, and a giant menorah, And I thought, the only message that that gave was that it's a Judeo-Christian nation. But we're not. I wanted to see Kwanzaa candles and a big fat Buddha statue, and I wanted to see a Hindu god, and I wanted the atheist community to be there. But it took 10 years to finally come up with a symbol that exemplified our mission and purpose in a positive way. And so I went to the commissioners and I said, look, we want to put up a 22-foot high evergreen tree decorated with book covers. And we purposely chose Tree of Knowledge, because in the Bible you're not supposed to take from the Tree of Knowledge. Well, we want people to take from the Tree of Knowledge. We encourage that. We advocate it.
I met Margaret Downey because she was written up in the newspaper, her son having been kicked out of the Boy Scouts of America because he was an atheist. And I called to sympathize with her. I was also looking for a secular group because I had been a Christian and had become disillusioned with the religion and had become a free thinker. And then I found the Free Thought Society and joined that group.
We don't have extra. Let's put this one and this one next to it.
We just felt we needed a place at the table. And Chester County is very conservative and very Christian, with a plaque of the 10 Commandments on the courthouse. And then every Christmas the creche is up there and a Christmas tree. It's a common ground for free expression, and we felt like we would like to take part, for which we have been criticized. People saying things like we're stealing Christmas from them, and then vandalism to our display.
My objection is primarily to one of tone, not to the right to express beliefs, but to, I think, not only a tasteless, but also ultimately an ineffective way. People are not likely to think kindly and to actually open their minds to the arguments of the free thinkers if the free thinkers are the only ones on the block that are nasty and belligerent and argumentative and so on.
I think it caused quite a stir last year where they referred to it as the atheist tree as opposed to what we do in this country, which is appreciate everything and have opportunities for anybody to voice their opinion. And in that regard, I think it's a nice thing that they have an outlet, and it's too bad that it causes a stir.
It's wonderful for people to be able to voice their opinions, their ideas, and to share them. But I find that Christmas is an inappropriate occasion for this particular tree. And call it what you want, it's a Christmas tree. And Christmas is all about the birth of Christ. So I just feel that they could find a better occasion to display their items. I love that we have the 10 Commandments here at the Westchester Courthouse. I think that we should be allowed to do that. But I think that people that aren't necessarily Catholic or Christian should be able to display whatever they'd like to as well. I think we should respect each other in that, though. But I think that using Christmas to do this is kind of not necessarily respecting the other side.
So some people are of the opinion that this is
Anti-Christmas.
And would you agree with that statement, or?
No. I think it's just another avenue for folks to express their opinions around the holidays. They're taking advantage of the holiday season, but not in a bad way, I don't think.
To have this time of year designated for religion only is absurd. The community belongs to all of us. The free speech zone belongs to all of us. Expressing our First Amendment rights belongs to all of us. It doesn't matter what time of year we do it, as long as we exercise it.
We're putting the ornaments that are book covers on the Tree of Knowledge, and to kind of show the community that we don't want to be an unheard minority, that there are free thinkers in Westchester, and that we're here to stay, and that we want to be part of this season. We don't want to be excluded from the events. The creche that's here makes it look like Westchester is just a Christian community, but there's atheists, free thinkers, humanists, and all sorts of non-believers here as well, and so we like to represent that with the Tree of Knowledge.
If this was by itself, that would look like a state endorsement of religion. And this way it balances it, shows that the state is accommodating religion more than endorsing it, so, as it should be.
I care a lot about keeping religion out of government and vice versa. I think that's what makes our country so free. And I think that's what our founding fathers set up for the first time in human history, a government completely separate from religion. It's just always been important to me. And it's always been important to speak out publicly.
I have no objection whatsoever to contending for the gospel on an equal footing with anyone else. That's not done here actively. The menorah and the creche coexist very peacefully. And then the Tree of Knowledge comes along and in effect tries to duke it out. And that's a very different spirit. I think ultimately both ineffective and to many people offensive.
I know I have one friend who's a professor of geology, and he just has no patience with religion or magical thought, but he refuses to say anything about it. They think it's kind of silly to make public statements and to step forward and have a public forum and want to be recognized. But I think it's important, and I don't care if they think I'm loony.
Yeah, it's the whole problem with atheist activism is it's like herding sheep, not sheep, herding cats. That's what they say.
Herding sheep is
That's
easy.
the Christians. herding cats, we all go in our own direction.
Jesus is the good shepherd.
We're all free thinkers, so nobody wants to fall in line and do what everybody wants to
I
do.
disagree.
Bullshit, John. Bullshit, you're wrong.
Believe me, this will work. Why don't you just trust me?
But I don't know if it's long enough either.
Just trust me, Margaret. See, you didn't grow up decorating trees. I grew up decorating trees. This is no big deal. This is a lot of fun.
And I have
this
another
is going to work
extension.
very well.
I have another extension cord you're going to love.
Well, I
Look at
think
this
this
one.
is cool.
The atheist community really rallied around this symbol. It was so well received. One night, one of our members, an older man who had been an atheist for over 50 years, came out of his assisted care place, and I was there that night, and he came up to the tree and looked at it and just wept, just cried, and said, I never thought in my lifetime I would see something from the atheist community at this location that I actually love. He said, it's our mission, it's our purpose. Yeah, it's our mission and our purpose to advocate education, to promote knowledge, to get people to reach a better understanding. And he was right. That is our mission and purpose.
So what would an atheist display look like that wouldn't offend your religious sensibilities?
Well, I suppose, since they believe in nothing, that you would have to come up with some display that passively represents nothing. So I would say that an empty display would probably do it. Perhaps a frame with nothing in it. I'm saying that obviously somewhat sarcastically. I'm not going to make their argument for them.
People go, some people need religion. I don't think people need religion. I think that sells people short.
People need some of the
I don't
aspects
think people need it.
They need some of the aspects of religion that religion is not, don't hold unique.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but I don't think people need it as much. Other atheists will tell me, I don't believe in God, but I know people need it, so I don't
begrudge them that,
and that bothers me because they don't realize the harm, the tremendous harm that Christianity and religion in general do to society.
There's a scale, though.
There is a scale.
The scale, the level of dangerousness that a religion has is how much you accept. How much of it you accept. If you just kind of say, I accept Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior, I think we should be good to each other, and I don't know, then I think you're probably all right for the most part.
Right, but the idea that when we die, that there's a do-over, that to me is a dangerous idea.
Of course it is, but it depends on how much you actually live your life based on that idea.
Right, that's true.
And that's the scale.
But it's like there's so much more in life, and you gotta live each day with the passion.
I think I'm being sentenced.
All right, you're being summoned. That's cool. These are just some of the dialogues and conversations we have at our Free Thought Society meetings, or just going out when we, hanging out at bars and at each other's houses, and talking about philosophy and all these things.
Maybe if you take one of the other ones, put it lower.
I think it's going to go even further, not just Pennsylvania. So hopefully we'll get more trees of knowledge around the nation. Last year, Bentley College had one up. One of the students loved the idea so much he put up in the library of Bentley College a 10-foot high tree of knowledge. We have to participate. That's the bottom line. We need to participate at every opportunity.
Is that better?
If we say nothing, if we do nothing, then we are nothing.